Welcome to AAUW Conversation Connection. I am Sharon Watson Hamilton, and I am here to talk about AAUW and the community of Auburn. AAUW stands for the American Association of University Women, and we are a nonprofit organization advocating education and equity for young girls and women and for everyone. It's a kind of a fancy name, and we'll get into that in a minute. And we are known in Auburn, lots. We are known for the Trivia Bee. It's been going on 12 or 13 years. And my partner, or I'm her partner, Susan Rushton, is well known in the community for the Trivia Bee as well as for ACTV and her 3 shows. I always like to thank her because she kind of connected us. So anyway, the theme, our Trivia Bee is March 29th, 2025, and the theme is Sports Mania, and I have to tell you, I am so excited. I love sports. A lot of my peers in AAUW may not feel that way, and they're kind of worried a little bit, but we'll be fine, and I think it will engage more of the community, to be honest with you. So going into that, let's talk about the Niners. I always talk about my Niners. And we are not out of the race. I just want to tell everybody that we are not out of the race. And you should never give up on them, because all they have to do is win the next 4 games and their partners in their division have to lose. I mean, that's all. That should be easy. So anyway, I root for them. I love them. And I'm going to stick with them. So that's our Niner update. The second thing, a little bit of a history lesson. So AAUW, over 100 years ago, nationally, started as an organization of educated women that had university degrees. And our chapter here in Auburn started in 1949, so 75 years ago. And as we have evolved, and as people get busy, we have had to adjust some of that highfalutin verbiage. So it's not all women. We have men members. And a few years ago, I'm going to say at least 10 years ago, we opened it up to folks with 2-year certificates and 2-year degrees. And now the talk is on a national level to open it up to everyone that has a passion for education and equity. So that's coming into the future. I have to admit I was a little bit on the fence on that one, just as a disclaimer. I like to be identified with the name of the group, but I really like folks that have a lot they can bring to our party, and just one word stops them. So anyway, having said that, my guest today is not a member of AAUW, and she brings a lot of wonderful journeys and passions, and I invited her to talk about the arts today, and I thought it would be a nice holiday chat for all of us. So with that, I'd like to introduce Dozier. Did I say it right? I still messed it up.
Dozier.
See, I want to make it fancy. And Del, tell me about your first name first.
My first name, my full name is Delanor. But nobody really knows me as Delanor because I go by my nickname Del.
Del, okay.
So my full name is Delanor. My dad made it up.
Dad made it up. I love that.
Isn't that cute?
Yeah, it is cute.
So I was the firstborn, so he was all excited. He wanted to make up a new name.
Okay.
So,
I love that story. That's so sweet.
Yeah.
So, and you were the first. Oh, that's adorable.
Yes.
So I usually welcome guests, as I did, and I also start with, I'd like to know a little bit about your journey. What brought you to the Auburn community?
Well,
It doesn't have to be a lengthy biography, but just something about you.
Well, I came from LA. I spent most of my life probably in Los Angeles.
Oh, you did? Are you a native Californian then?
No, I'm not. I was actually, it's a long story, but
No,
I was
okay.
born in Washington, D.C. and lived in Virginia and Maryland, and then moved to Florida. And then finally, after high school, moved, I've also lived in Las Vegas. Anyway,
Wow.
It's a long, long story. But I moved here to California, to Los Angeles, to become an actress. Because I heard if you want to be an actress, you have to move to Los Angeles or New York if you want to be a professional. So I moved to Los Angeles because that was closer to me. I was living in Las Vegas at the time.
Were you a showgirl?
No.
Oh, I wanted you to be a showgirl.
I was just doing secretarial work and taking acting classes.
Okay.
So, and that's when they told me I had to move to someplace. So I moved in on Hollywood Boulevard with 4 other people in a 2-bedroom apartment and started my acting career.
Start. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I was there, gosh, a long time. I don't know. How long was it?
And you acted
at least 15 years.
Oh, and you were in acting all
I was
that
an
time?
ingenue, and I was acting, doing anything I could get my hands on.
I bet you were the stand-in for what's 10.
Oh, Bo Derek?
Yes,
oh my gosh.
you look like Bo Derek.
Oh, that's such a nice compliment. No, I wasn't.
I think I can see that. I can see it now.
That would have been nice. That would have been good money.
Yeah.
But a lot of it doesn't pay much, but it takes a long time to keep plugging away, and auditioning is all I did. I took acting classes, years and years of acting classes, and lots of auditions. And let's see, I did parts in student films, and I did a couple commercials. I did
nice
plays. I lots of stage, and I did some TV stuff.
Okay.
Some TV stuff.
Do you like stage? Just going
I
back to...
love stage. I love stage because it's an immediate response.
Okay.
You know, on TV and film, you do it and there's nothing. There's no sounds. There's nobody telling you anything afterwards. It's just kind of like, I wonder if I did well. I don't know. You know.
Yeah.
And but with a theater, you get immediate response. People giggle, or they laugh, or they applaud, or or they're really tense or whatever, and you get that immediate response, which I love. It's just immediate feedback.
Right.
You know. So
I can see
it's very gratifying.
I would see New York too. Would have been a good fit. That was further away than.
But it was further away, and I didn't know anyone there. And California, I knew a few people already, and the people that had moved down there before me.
And let's face it, California, New York, gotta weigh that out.
Yeah, and it's so much more beautiful here, and with the weather so much better. All that stuff.
Yeah.
So I was there a long time, and let's see, did all kinds of stuff. I became a singer and started singing. Meanwhile, I was making my living doing secretarial type work and stuff like that. And then finally, I got a job at Sony Pictures and started doing, administrative assistant work for them, and got to see all their great screenings, and I got to do a little bit of animated voiceover there. They have an animation department.
Oh, see, I think that would be fun. I think that's something, since I can't walk very well, I would love to do voiceovers. I think that'd be so fun.
I love doing little kid sounds. And, little things like that, childlike sounds. But I also submitted, like on my lunch breaks, I would go home and do voiceover auditions and submit them. I had a little setup in my closet, and did a bunch of auditions and submitted them through email, and I got some jobs doing that. And
wow.
So it was fun. I enjoyed that time. It was busy, super busy.
It sounds like it was. You had to keep did you have a big calendar to keep track of where you had to be?
Well, luckily, voiceover, you can do it all at home.
At your own pace,
you edit it yourself using Audacity, and you email it off, and they can use it or ask you to do it again or edit it, or you just do that. You learn to use Audacity really well. And
is that a program specifically for that?
Yeah, it's actually a free program that you can use.
I can play on that.
Yeah,
I can't do anything on the computer. I'm sorry.
But anyway, I moved out here because
Yeah.
I got laid off from Sony because their cost-cutting exercises or whatever. I was there a long time, and thought, well, I've been here long enough. I think it's time to move on.
Yeah.
So decided to move up here after that. I was married at the time, and my husband had a brother that lived out here, and I had a best girlfriend who lived in Auburn up in Lake of the Pines.
Okay.
And she happened to be a realtor and helped me find a place.
Oh,
and
wow.
It just worked out perfectly, and we knew a few other people that lived out here, and just loved the area. It's so beautiful, and people are so nice here. We're really nice.
We're spoiled too, but we do live in a jewel of the world. Let me tell you. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So, oh, honey,
Yeah,
that's so
so I
great.
ended up here thinking this would be a great place to sort of retire, but not really because this is still kind of too young to retire. So anyway, got involved in acting and I did some singing here too.
Okay.
Anyway,
So
continued on with that stuff.
continue on with that. Okay, that's your journey here. So now,
Yes.
now we can get into. Let's see. How do I want to ask this? What you're doing now,
Okay.
why you're doing it, how
Okay.
you got into it.
All right.
That's
let's
it.
see.
Because I know almost
Yeah.
everything that you're passionate about. I've gotten a little feedback, but can you tell it? What are you most involved in right now? Let's start with that. That's an easier question.
I guess what I'm most involved in is this play I'm doing.
Okay.
It's A Wonderful Life.
It's a Wonderful Life. Yay.
I'm in this play, and it's a fabulous radio play. It's at the Nevada Theater in Nevada City, and it's running the whole month of December, and our last show was Christmas Eve. And
Is it Christmas Eve?
yeah, it's
Okay.
every weekend. We have, I think, four performances a weekend.
Okay.
And it's a really great show. It's fabulous. I mean, it's like an old time radio play where they set the whole thing up like a radio, but it's so much more interesting and exciting than that because there's 5 actors doing up to 40 roles, and so they're standing in front of microphones, and then there's
Oh, so it's more like, okay, sorry, I didn't
Yeah,
mean to
yeah.
stop you. It's kind of like War of the Worlds, I mean, not like that, but that was a radio play
Radio
in
play.
my thinking, where the
Yes.
same characters did multiple,
Right.
or the same people did multiple
Right.
characters, and you would stand up there. Oh, so
yes,
this is that same idea.
and the actors get into their characters. Their body language changes, their mannerisms, and and their voice changes, and they just become these different characters. You get to see them do that right in front of you. And then on this side is the Foley artists, where they're creating the sound effects. And I'm actually assisting with that, me and one other girl, and like we're using cornflakes to simulate like a sound of cracking through the ice.
The ice and snow, yeah,
and
yeah.
snow going through, trudging through, and we've got all kinds of things. We've got a thunder sheet, and
It almost sounds,
kinds of
Del,
stuff.
like you like being behind the scenes better than you do.
Well,
I
it's
mean,
so funny.
I don't know that that's true, but you're kind of fun to listen to on all the things you do behind the scenes.
Well, it was like a big learning curve for me because I've never done anything behind the scenes before. But actually, this isn't behind the scenes. This is on stage.
On a stage, yeah.
In front of everyone, and which makes it more pressure because you got to do it right. You got to come in on cue, and it's got to sound, and it's got to match up with what the actors are doing.
Yeah, yeah.
And like they're hanging up the phone, I've got to hang up the phone just when they're doing, and it's like, but it's fun when you can get it right, and it's gratifying. Oh yeah, I did that, but it took a long time to get it. We went through a really rigorous rehearsal schedule to get this right.
I bet you did.
It was totally a learning curve for me since I'd never done anything like it before, but it's so much fun.
Have you done other things up at that theater, at the Nevada Theater?
I did Scrooge a few years ago, like 2021.
You kind of are more involved. I think I've seen at the Gomez.
I'm mostly involved. I have been mostly involved with PCT, Placer Community Theater, because they're a little closer. I guess I don't know. They're sort of the same distance, but I was very involved with them for a while, and I'm still open to doing more things with them.
Yeah.
So I just love acting. So wherever I can find a good role,
Yeah.
I'll go there.
I had a question that I wanted to ask about the play, A Wonderful Life.
This one?
Yeah. What other roles? What's your biggest role in that was it? Besides making cracky
Well,
sounds.
actually, mostly what I'm doing is doing those sound effects, but I'm also called the stage manager. That's apparently my part. And I'm the first one to come on stage and speak in the microphone to the audience about how much time we have before the show starts and things like
so
that.
you're like the MC
So
kind of.
Not really. Actually, Philip Jacques is the MC.
Oh, that guy.
He's really good at it. He plays this character called Freddie Fillmore, but he also plays a slew of other great characters,
Sure.
Gower and Potter and all kinds of great characters.
You guys are so cute.
And then there's musicians over on the other corner of the stage that are this Sky Seals, wonderful musician, he wrote the music for this, for all our transitions between scenes, and he's even got a Potter theme. He's got themes for different characters that walk in and out, like the sexy Violet role. He's got this sort of, anyway, just all kinds of cool. Anyway, all of this comes together. 3 different parts come together to create this amazing experience of theater,
Wow.
which is different than anything else I've ever done.
It sounds a little wild. It sounds
People
fun.
seem to love it. I mean, the audience goes crazy.
Have you had a good response? Have you
Oh,
sold
yeah.
out?
We've had standing ovations this whole last weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
And the audience comes up to us afterwards and like, oh my gosh, this
That's
is
always
so
fun
cool.
too, to talk to
They just
after this.
love the show.
Yeah.
And everything about it. It's just so different than anything they've ever seen. And
I
yet,
love that.
it's very satisfying. Some people even said they liked it better than the movie. And
Oh, that's
my
something,
gosh,
isn't it?
I mean, it's a big hit.
You're Donna
So-
Reed now. You went from Bo Derek to Donna Reed.
Well, I don't play that part. That's Mary. But I do play one of the little kid kid voices.
Okay,
So.
all
But
right.
anyway, so I do several, and we sing. That's the other thing I forgot to mention. We sing Christmas
And you
carols
love to
and
sing.
jingles.
Yeah.
Bramble hair cream and Duck's toilet cake and all kinds of little jingled commercials in the middle.
Well,
so.
your enthusiasm for it is just makes people want to get there, I'm sure. But
Yeah.
I saw you in War of the World.
Oh, we did.
Yeah, I did. And Philip and you, and I believe I might be making this up, but I believe Dr. Vaughn couldn't make it, and
Yes.
you stepped in his part.
Yes, Dr. Mark Vaughn was
Yep,
going to do one of
yep,
the announcer
yeah.
roles, and I was just helping Philip with directing. I was
Right.
assistant directing, and I wasn't going to be in it because I thought, this is for the community, and he had to drop out.
Yeah, I
because
know.
He got sick.
So you got
And
sick.
so I'm like,
That's what I
okay,
heard.
I
Yeah,
guess
because I went
it's
in the
up to
office.
me,
I
right?
went in the office the next day.
Yeah.
Where were you? And
It was only a few days' notice too.
I
It
know.
wasn't-
Well, and the
long.
reason I bring that up, Dale,
Mhm.
it speaks to you. I remember talking to
Aw.
Phil after the words and saying you were the best part of the show.
Really?
You actually,
Me?
yes, you
Oh,
were so
my.
cute in that little black outfit. I can still see you, and
Oh, that's so
could you enunciate. You were, I don't know. It was like the part was made for you, and then when
Wow.
I realized, oh, that was Dr. Vaughn's part. That was amazing.
Yeah, I wasn't even in the
Amazing to
program
me.
because it was
Yeah.
his,
Yeah.
role, and it happened so fast after we printed the program.
my
so-
gosh! Oh my gosh! So,
Yeah,
what's
it's
your
fun.
favorite thing, acting or singing?
Boy, that's a good one. I love singing too. Boy, that's tough. I love singing because you can do it anytime and you don't have to depend on getting cast. You can just sing anytime you want. Whereas
That's
acting,
true.
you have to kind of wait till you're cast in something. Sometimes that can be years in between or whatever. So singing, you can kind of do anytime. Although on stage, you do have to have a gig of some
Yes,
kind.
yeah.
But I love acting because I get to be all kinds of different people and different roles and characters, which
Yeah.
is very healing for me. I like to kind of express myself through different roles. That you don't get to be those roles
No,
in
you
normal
don't.
life,
You don't. And,
So-
and the self-help books and everything kind of tell you to go that way, but it's hard to
Yeah.
do it unless you are part of something bigger than you to help you get through it.
Right,
you
right.
know?
It helps to be like part of a theater group, a theater company or
Yeah.
something. I'm really big into self-help. I've been reading self-help books all my life. I've taken lots of personal growth workshops. I've done therapy. I've, done
How's that doing?
It's great. I mean, I'm here. I'm
Yeah,
a
you're
survivor.
strong. Yeah, you're
you know.
vital, strong, positive. Those are good things.
Yeah.
So I want to, before I get into another thought, how can people support this? Can you give us the dates, the
Oh.
cost? I know it's Nevada City.
It's Nevada City, and they have Victorian Christmas up there
That's
Sundays,
right,
and
yeah.
this is a Sunday matinee. I don't know if I need to hold this up or
We'll make sure it gets up
But
there.
we'll, anyway. So it's well, I I can put it down here.
Yes,
He says,
yes, you can.
it's $25 to get in if you pay in advance online, which is legacypresents.com, the
Okay.
website,
Okay.
legacypresents.com, and then you have your choice of all kinds of dates and times, and there's Friday, Saturday nights, and Sunday matinees, and then the last week it's Thursday, Friday.
Is parking an issue up there? Sorry, I have to ask that.
Well,
I'm old.
you
It's
know
hard
how
to
Nevada
drive
City
anyway.
is.
Yes,
I mean,
yeah.
it is a little tricky, but there are certain parking lots if you get there early.
Okay.
So on Victorian Christmas, that's when you got to get there really
early.
Like, you
Yeah.
might want to make the day of it. That's Sunday.
Sundays are
Yeah.
Victorian Christmas.
Sunday matinees, that's the Victorian Christmas
Same time. Okay.
You want to get there extra early
I'm
that
glad
day.
you
Make
said
a day of it.
that. My head had the Victorian Christmas in the evening, so I'm glad
Oh,
it's Sunday.
yeah, no,
Sunday
it's
afternoons.
afternoon.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Says we want to support your endeavors for sure. And
Yeah.
I don't know if this little video will get out in time. I never put a time frame on it, so
Yeah,
it
it's
might. It goes right up to Christmas Eve.
Yes,
Is that
Christmas
accurate?
Eve is the last show. Yeah.
Wouldn't that be fun to spend Christmas Eve in Nevada City?
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Oh, that would be really fun because it's
Yeah.
so festive and so many beautiful
Yeah.
stores and
It is a beautiful.
it's such a special area.
It says Christmas, doesn't it? Yeah,
Mhm,
yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Let's see, how else? So, in your journeys through the art community, I'll just call it that as a blanket, how do people, let's say how do you get involved in things? Do you
In
just
theater?
read about, in theater?
Mhm.
Yeah, let's talk, yeah, we'll continue theater, singing, any of that. How
Yeah.
do people,
Well, you can get on mailing lists if say you're an actor, or even if you want to do something behind the scenes. You want to do costumes, or help with lights or sound or whatever. Help with volunteer work. Just ushering or whatever.
Right.
You can go to the website of the theater, and they have a place for volunteers that you
Okay.
can click on and put your information in. And when you need help, they can send emails out.
well, that's an interesting.
And it's great to know because you can get in free if you do volunteer
Well, I was
work.
just going to say, are you volunteers or are you getting paid? I'm sorry. That's important to me.
You mean for this show?
Yeah.
Actually, they are going to give us. They
Some
are going
type
to give
of
us
money?
some type of portion of the door or something.
Okay.
I think that's what they said.
Okay.
But normally, actors don't get paid.
I know. I was
It's
just going
normally
to
a
say
volunteer thing.
it is.
It's very unusual to get paid anything as an actor, but if you're a stage manager or a director, or those positions usually get paid.
No.
It may not be a lot, maybe, but a stipend.
No, but
or
still,
whatever,
is
but still.
stipends. I was on the grand jury for a while. Totally different. But I think I did it for the stipend because it was coffee money for a year.
Yeah, it's gas money or whatever.
Really?
Yeah.
That's terrible, isn't it?
But you can go to their
that's
websites.
Wrong. That's wrong. I think I
So-
did my civic duty. I think it was more than that.
So Placer Community Theater.
Yeah.
You can go to their website and look up auditions and
Okay.
or same thing with Sierra Stages. That's what the Nevada City Theater is. Sierra Stages. You go to their website and sign up to be on their mailing list, and then I get these emails coming in. Oh, we've got auditions for such and such a show. It's such and here's the dates, and then you just show up.
I auditioned for something you and Philip did a little while ago, and I remember reading about it in the paper. Because I read the paper, and I think that's where I
Was
saw
it War of the Worlds?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it
'Cause I
was.
think you were at that
Yeah,
audition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
anyway, kind of fun.
Yeah,
Kind of fun.
yeah.
I don't know how much time we're doing. We just
I don't know.
we're
Are we
just
doing
gonna keep
more
going. We're just gonna keep going.
Okay.
But I just think your brightness is outstanding. So I want to talk about what's next and your next passion, which is again kind of the arts, but it's writing. Is that accurate?
Yes. I've been writing a book for
Okay.
a long time now. It's maybe 15 years.
That's what writers do.
It's hard to get through because it's a book about my life.
Mhm.
So it's very personal, and it takes place in my. It's basically childhood years.
Okay.
All the way up through like age 19, and all the challenges I had back then and how I got through it, and it's very personal, brings up a lot of emotion. So that's one reason it's hard to get through. I think memoir is probably the hardest thing to write because it's your own life. You really have to dive back into those situations and remember what happened and recreate it for the reader. And so it can be very
It's interesting.
challenging.
Yes, very interesting challenges. However, I took a class years ago and went to a seminar, and Anyway, I've been trying to write for years and years and years, and some years I give it up entirely, and then I get back to it and that kind of thing. And it's a memoir. It's really about my brother through my eyes. And someone once said, memoirs can be. This is going to sound right. It probably is not at all accurate for you. You can kind of make up stuff because it's your story, and the way you remember it may not be. Maybe the kitchen wasn't yellow. It might have been brown, but you are calling it yellow, and it's still okay. It's okay to have that memory written down in that fashion. Phil's breaking up the room now. But so your goal, though, if I understood you right before we started the show, is to write more and get this edited in 2025. Is that kind of where you're headed?
Yes, that's the goal. I mean, I try to be as 100% real and true to what really happened as my memory allows.
You are such a girl.
I try so hard. I'm really into,
I know. And
telling the truth about everything, even if it makes me look bad. I want to tell the truth. And if I don't remember the color of the walls, yes, I have to make that up. But the really important stuff about the people and the situations, I don't make any of that up. And it's you don't want it to be a work of fiction. This is your life, and it's probably very touching. And I'm done with my second draft. I've just I belong to 3 different critique groups to try to get this done. And they've been helping me, guiding me and how to make it better, whatever.
In critique groups, though, they can. Oh boy, some speak to you and some don't. I don't know. That's just been my experience.
Really good ones.
Yeah, good.
With people who really know what they're doing. I've got my Willow Valley group has, Pat Miller, who teaches writing in town, and she learned from Sands Hall, who's
very well-known author.
Author, and Sands Hall actually also directs this play.
Okay, so she's around.
So she's in my life.
Yeah.
And Joan Griffin, who's a teacher who taught school at Colfax Elementary, and also has her own book published. And then Barbara Lawrence and Phil actually is a member of our group as well. So
is Susan editing it all for you? Susan Rushton?
No, I'm not. I'm sending it out to someone out of town for editing.
Understood. I think that's a smart move, actually.
Yeah, I just
I actually love editing myself.
Pat Miller said you've got to make sure that you get an editor that's highly recommended by a lot of different people and has a lot of experience under their belt, like a ton of other editing jobs. And so I found somebody who lives in Marin area, and anyway, she's actually edited a lot of people's books who live in this area because she used to live in this area, the Nevada County area. Right. So she's going to be my editor. I'm planning on sending it out to her in January.
Can you share what the name of your book is going to be?
I'm trying.
You don't have to.
I'm trying to keep that under wraps.
Okay,
because I don't want anyone to take my title. I love the title.
I love my title. I still have it, and I love it so much. And I went to a seminar or something and told them, great title. And that's about as far as I've gotten. So, no, I have a whole thing of stuff I've written, but they're not very good now. You reflect back. You've been working on it a while. You reflect back, and those first writings are just.
I go back to something I wrote a year or two ago.
Yes.
I've come a long way since then. I got to rewrite that, And so it's a constant process of rewriting.
And you're also part of Gold Country Writers. Is that accurate? We want to put in a plug
Gold Country
for them.
Writers. Been with them for years.
I just,
very supportive.
You're lovely, you're passionate. I just think we can all be blessed by the arts.
And I find all the arts, very cathartic. And especially writing, especially your life story. It's very cathartic and healing. So.
Well, it brings balance and soul to all of us, really. Mm-hmm. So I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming. I do have a couple final words. First of all, happy holidays if this gets out before then. If not, Happy New Year. Be safe, kind, and kind to one another. And join me in 2025. But one last thing, besides a plug for the Niners, I always end up with that. I received this wonderful card, and I want to end this show with this. It's advice from a penguin. Dive into life, find warmth among friends, appreciate snow days, take long walks, stand together, go the extra mile, keep your cool. Happy holidays, everybody. Thanks, Del. That was so fun.
Thank you, Sharon. Thank you for having me. This is a great show.
Okay, we are done.
Great time.